viewers, and thank you so much for joining us for another exclusive episode of Talk the Talk with me, Dish. Today we are talking to Wendy Havenga, who is, I think it's Havenga, but I'll do it the English way for now, Havenga, who is the branch manager at Kia Hatfield. Wendy is an extremely caring woman with a loving heart like no other. Her positive attitude, strong mind, and tenacious nature makes Wendy exceptionally ardent about what she does. She's also a firm advocate for the justice of women, and this is why we wanted to have her on the show today. We believe that her words can be impactful for our viewers. So let's welcome Wendy Havenga, proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions. Hi, Wendy.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're at the office now, and I know you're very busy. You drive an extremely successful dealership. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So let's start. Wendy, tell us more about your career and your journey in motoring.
It's a long story. No. Well, to put it all short, started off right at the bottom and worked my way up. I'm not at the top yet, but we're getting there. And look, it's been a difficult road, but with a lot of challenges. As you know, it has been a male-dominant industry.
Yep.
But I think, we've worked our way up, and now we're just looking up to carry on forward.
Yes, and so you've been with a few different brands. Hey, take us through that.
Yes. Started off as GM in General Motors. Those days it was Chev and Opel and Isuzu. And started off as an assistant to a sales exec. Then moved into a sales executive role. From there, then I moved to Volkswagen and did pretty well there. Moved into fleet, so I started in sales as a assistant, then moved as a sales exec. From sales executive, moved into a fleet role in Volkswagen, and from there, did a fantastic, had a very good career with Volkswagen, and then I moved to Hyundai as a manager, and that's where my management path started 10 years ago. And since then I've been with Hyundai. I've been with the whole multi-franchise, which is all part of Motors, and now I'm with Kia.
Okay, so tell us more about your dealership. I know you are so passionate about your team. Even the last time, I think it was 2 years ago, I interviewed you. I mean, the pictures and the photos that you would send through to me, they are so real and so sincere. Tell us a bit more about your dealership.
For me, selling cars isn't work. It's a passion. I look at things differently than anybody else, or a lot of my colleagues, let's put it that way. So for me, my staff, or the staff here, we are family.
Yes.
We're not employees, but we are family of a bigger family. And I think that makes a bit of a difference when it comes to selling cars, to treating customers properly. You know, your everything from your workshop to your parts to your sales. You need to treat. How you treat your customers is probably the most important in customer service. Everybody's lost that today. Today it's about volumes and don't worry about anything else. And I'm saying, no, wait. Volume is important, but so is your service. Because if you treat people right, they'll come back to you again. Obviously within the motor industry. And word of mouth. and. So, with my staff, as I said, they're our family. And I think that's the main difference between us. We go the extra mile. You know, if we start, our hours are longer than any other dealership that I know of. But that's because we try and give our customers the service. If they need to be here at 7 o'clock in the morning to take delivery of a car because they can't make it after 8, then we'll be here. Yeah. If we need to be here at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, because that's the time when they finish work, then we'll be there to assist them. We go to them. You know, we are not defined by borders as such. We will go to the Eastern Cape and deliver a car. They will go to Cape Town. We go anywhere. Yeah. As long as our customers at the end of the day are happy, and I think that's been a winning recipe for us.
Yes. Wendy, based on our last interview in I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. 3 years ago. I know I took out of it's been a long time. What I remember, you know, you shared a lot of personal details about your life and your challenges with me. So based on that, I would like to ask you, what type of advice would you give to other women or young girls that are entering into the industry, you know, in order for you to motivate them to stay inspired, in a male-dominated industry, as you mentioned?
So the biggest thing is, I feel, don't give up. The whole structure of the motor industry is a bit different, I think, to a lot of other companies. But I think at the end of the day, if you don't give up, yes, there are a lot of challenges every single day. Every day is different. Yes. And so therefore, it is easy for people to just want to throw in the towel, especially ladies, because you don't know. A lot of people are not mechanic. I'm not a mechanic, but I mean, they're not mechanically sound-minded. I mean, when it comes to the mechanics of the car, they're not technical, is the word. Yeah. And people tend sometimes, it's rather intimidating. Yes. When you have people come to you and throw you with all these technical jargon, and you don't know what it is, and so it can be, you can feel very, some days demoralized, I think is the right word. Yeah. And so I think the biggest thing is, yes, so you just need to, you cannot give up. Yeah. Whatever happens for the day, take it as a lesson, and go home, try and forget about it if you can. The next day you wake up with a positive attitude and you go and see how you can make this day better.
Absolutely.
Better than the previous day. And also, whatever you learn, whatever mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. We make mistakes daily. Yes. But I think it's how we handle the mistakes which defines us at the end of the day. So we can either have the mistake and say, oh no, man, it's a big, here's a big mess up, and how do we fix it? And then go and sit in the corner and ponder about it. Or you can say, okay, this has a lesson learned. How do we carry on from there? What do we make? What do we do to fix the problem? And it is, look, really there are challenges, a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to technical aspects of the industry.
Yes. Wendy, has there been any figure in the industry that you have learned from, or a figure that you idolize in the industry?
Look, there are a few people that that's a very difficult question, you know that.
I'm sure there's a few.
There are a few people that have contributed to my beliefs and my respects and my way of thinking in the motor industry. Quite a few. I don't know if you can remember back to our first interview. When I started, I was the youngest by, I think it was 35 or 40 years. And they were all a bunch of old gentlemen, and they've sadly all passed away now. But they taught me all the old ways and the right ways to respect your customer and spend time with your customers. I've been very blessed to have a good, strong upbringing in the motor trade by these elderly gentlemen, gentle giants.
Right.
But in today's world, yes, there are a lot of people that have significant impact in my thinking. But a lot of management in motors as such. I mean, I've been with Motors, previously known as Imperial, for many years, and there are various people from the heads of our CEO. Currently now is Gary Scott, our regional directors, Grant Cummings, Andrew Dean. They are big names that you throw around, but people with integrity.
Yes.
And people where we can learn from.
Tell me, what is one quote that you live by and that really, really impacts your daily life?
I actually have many, but the one thing which I always think of, I would say not every day, but at least once a week. It says, go as far as go so far that they can't hear you. That's the quote of the year.
Yeah.
So, I know. So for me, that is the biggest thing, or that's the most important thing. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that they can't hear you.
I like that. I absolutely love that.
It's self-explanatory.
Yes, it absolutely is. Wendy, can you maybe tell us, or our viewers, what is one of the greatest lessons of life that you could possibly pass on to people watching this interview, be it men or women?
So, lessons in life. Look, we learn lessons every day.
Yeah.
Two things. Number one, when you think you're at the bottom, get up. It's a lesson that I've learned so many times. You think you're right down at the bottom, you just can't go any further. But then you just have to get up.
Yes.
And don't doubt yourself.
Yes. No, definitely. One last question, Wendy. How would you like people to remember you?
How would I like people to remember me? As I think it would be more or less, firstly, the person that never gave up. I keep on trying, doesn't matter what.
Okay.
What doesn't matter what comes. I mean, if we get thrown from the left, we try the right. We don't give up until we know we can't anymore. That's the first thing. The second thing is my family is very important. My home family and my work family, very important, because if they are happy, we sell cars.
Yeah. yes, because you're driven and you're happy and you're ready to go. So, no, that's awesome. Wendy, thank you so much. But is there anything else that you'd like to add to this conversation?
No, it's just very nice seeing you.
Oh, thank you. It's always nice seeing you, Wendy, and I hope we can actually get together soon in person and just touch base. And I thank you for joining us. I know you're very busy, but thank you for joining us and for driving this passion of mine in terms of empowering women all over South Africa. And I know that you're quite a well-known figure in Pretoria. I know a lot of people that knows Wendy that always corrects me. This is the way you actually pronounce her surname. It's not Havenga, it's Havenga. I've heard that so many times. Okay, so thank you so much for just being in my corner, supporting me from many years ago. I really appreciate you, Wendy.
Only a pleasure. Nice seeing you again, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you, Wendy. And that for us is the end of an exclusive episode of Talk the Talk. Viewers, thank you for watching, supporting, and following us once again. Also, please remember to follow us on our social media platforms, and don't forget we have thousands of vehicles on sale to choose from countrywide on our vehicle listing page at www.womantalk.co.za. And remember, viewers, we only advertise for bank accredited dealerships. Ladies, empowering women is essential to the health and social development within their working environment, communities, and homes. When women are in a healthy work environment that practices gender equality, they will feel fulfilled and be more productive, and thus reach their full potential and achieve great things. By promoting gender equality within the workforce, we believe that society will benefit largely from this. This is our passion and main cause at MWOT, powered by MFC, and Talk the Talk, sponsored by Sariti Solutions. And we will continue to contribute towards the process of women empowerment within the industry. And ladies, with that, remember, the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop me?